A man charged with murdering an 18-year-old girl is being held on bond. Prosecutors say Jim McPherson shot and killed Janae McFarlane in North Chicago last Friday. They say that shooting happened after a minor confrontation inside a convenience store. Sources tell WGN that police are questioning a second person who's being held on a parole violation. McFarlane's wake is this afternoon. We're joined this morning by Janae's father, Herb McFarlane. Good morning. I'm sorry it's under such awful circumstances. I can't imagine what it's like to have something like this happen in your family. How are you holding up?
It's rough, but I'm trying to make a negative into a positive. That's the only way I can hold out.
So you want to get out and speak out about violence?
Yes, because it's getting out of hand. Just the Pendleton just happened. Now, my daughter was just talking to us about that, and it turns out it happens to her a week later.
I'm sure there are many parts to the puzzle to figuring out the problem of guns and violence. In terms of the community, what message do you have for the community? What's changed since you were a kid?
A lot has changed. You know, they always had guns. Guns has been around forever. When I was a kid, we didn't use them. The gangbangers back then, they fought. And then they came back the next day and they shook hands. Back then, you had the parents involved in the kid's life so that they would, you had a community raising children. Instead of one person, you might have I was a single dad. Unfortunately, in the beginning, my mom was a single parent. So I was raised without a father, so therefore, I was super strong with the feelings with my kids. I wanted to be there for them because I didn't have that.
And you moved up to North Chicago to escape violence on the south side in the city, ironically.
Yes.
And that's where this happened.
That's where it happened.
When you hear about charges for this man, he's got $3 million bond, it's a 21-year-old, this happened in a convenience store. When you see his face, are you angry? I mean, is there anger there, or have you resigned yourself to the fact?
Of course it's anger because that's my child, that's my baby. But at the same time, I can't let anger control me. I have to try to make something better. I'm not going to get mad and do the same thing, So we have to get better so that we won't have this anger. This is one of the worst feelings in the world.
What changed that sense of community that you described years ago that you say has dissipated over the decades?
I think that, honestly, drugs have played a big part in it. Because most of the gangbangers or whatever, they fight over territory. The parents is getting high so that they're not watching their children. So who's going to bring them up? The streets.
Now, was your daughter involved in gangs, or was she in the wrong place at the wrong time?
She was at the wrong place at the wrong time. My daughter went to Hyde Park, and unfortunately, she got pregnant, which is a blessing to us all. And she went back to school, and she had just registered to take culinary arts.
Does this change the conversation that you have with your other children? Or maybe how you parent them? I know they're older, but
right.
They're always your kids.
Honestly, for me, no. I'm tough. I'm throughout with my children, and I tell them I love them every day. Every morning, I text Janae and the rest of my kids, "Good morning, sunshine." And she responds back with a picture. So,
I think we get so jaded. We hear, especially when we've had such a violent year in Chicago, we hear names and ages of people. We don't know the people. Tell us about Janae, because I don't think people identify a person with the statistics after a while. Tell us what she was like.
Janae was an outgoing person. Most people that she befriended thought that was her best friend. Everyone loved her. She was the jokester. Stayed on with the camera. They always take the camera and they do like that. So the phone. So she was full of life.
So you say you want to, communicate to the community. Do you have an idea specifically of what you want to do, or is it just a matter of being out there?
Well, actually, I just want to be out there. I want to get something started like the Rooftop Pastor did in Inglewood, right outside of Inglewood. Things of that sort, to get out there with Ceasefire. Ceasefire has played a big role in this. They've been in my corner, and I just want to get out there. They sit there and they say that it's a code of silence in the hood. Well, I want to break that code because we need that code broken so that this won't happen to the child next door or the child up the street.
Well, we really feel for you, Herb McFarlane. Our deepest sympathies are with you and your family. I know the wake is this afternoon, correct?
Yes.
Well, I hope you hold up okay, and thanks so much for joining us this morning to talk to us. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck to you.
But there is a problem with the funeral, the address.
Oh, you know what? I
wanna-
think they've just told us the correct. Do we have it on the? We have the correct address. Do you want to give that out?
6720 South Stewart, True Vine Church.
Okay. We had the wrong one before, and I'm told they put the new and correct one in a graphic that will be showing in the break. So,
Okay.
for people that want to attend, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you. I
Good luck
appreciate
to you.
Let's get a check of the weather. Hey, Paul.